First, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to explore the United States. $1 coin for 1922 is not just a simple piece of metal. It is a dazzling fragment of history that has captured the imagination of collectors, historians, and dreamers alike. This coin, often regarded as one of the most iconic silver dollars, carries with it the aura of a bygone era, an age when America was recovering from the First World War and stepping into a decade of rapid growth and transformation. The $1,922 is more than just a currency. It is a storyteller, whispering tales of resilience, pride, and the American spirit. When you hold a 1922 $1 coin in your hands, you are not merely holding silver. You are holding a piece of a nation's journey. This coin was struck in large quantities, but among them exist rare varieties, misprints, and minting quirks that make certain pieces unimaginably valuable. It is these rare jewels of numismatics that carry the kind of price tag that can change fortunes overnight. For those fortunate enough to stumble upon one of these elusive treasures, the potential reward is nothing short of life-altering. The coin itself is often referred to as a peace dollar, a name that perfectly reflects the mood of the early 1920s. America longed for peace, and this coin became a shining emblem of that desire. With Lady Liberty's serene face gracing one side and a proud eagle resting on the other, the design radiates both beauty and symbolism. Collectors don't just chase this coin for its silver content. They pursue it for its artistry, its historical context, and the sheer aura it carries. Now imagine a rare 1922 $1 coin, surfacing today in flawless condition, untouched by time, or bearing a unique minting error that slipped through the hands of the U.S. Mint a century ago. Such a coin could command unimaginable worth, fetching millions in private auctions where elite collectors compete with passionate bidders. This is where dreams transform into reality, where a coin once spent casually in the 1920s becomes a golden key to financial freedom in the modern age. The stories surrounding the $1,922 only fuel its mystique. Whispered legends speak of collectors offering staggering sums, of coins changing hands quietly for sums that rival the price of luxury mansions, and of families whose fortunes transformed when they unearthed one of these historic marvels in an attic box. The idea that a small silver coin could make someone a millionaire overnight is not a fantasy. It is a living testament to the world of rare collectibles. Unlike ordinary currency, which fades into obscurity, this dollar has the power to ignite curiosity and awaken ambition. To many, it represents a hidden lottery ticket that doesn't depend on luck, but on knowledge, patience, and perhaps a touch of destiny. The $1,922 shines like a beacon, reminding us that history itself carries hidden wealth, waiting to be discovered by those who look closely enough. For serious collectors, owning a $1,922 is not merely about wealth. It is about pride, prestige, and legacy. The coin becomes a centerpiece, a conversation starter, a family heirloom passed down through generations. For those who dream bigger, it is a vehicle to achieve unimaginable riches, especially if the coin is of an ultra-rare variety, such as a high-relief strike or one minted under special circumstances. Such pieces are not just coins. They're works of art crafted in silver and preserved by fate. The market for rare coins today is booming, with investors pouring millions into collectibles that hold historical and cultural weight. In such a climate, the 1922 $1 coin stands tall, commanding respect and awe. Its potential to appreciate in value makes it not just a collector's item, but a powerful financial asset. In the right circles, this coin can be valued in millions, and that alone is enough to make any fortunate owner pause and marvel at their discovery. So if you ever come across a 1922 United States $1 coin, do not dismiss it as a mere relic of the past. It may very well be the ticket to a new life, a hidden treasure capable of turning you into a billionaire overnight. It is the coin that proves small things can hold unimaginable power, the coin that bridges past and present, the coin that can rewrite your destiny with a single stroke of fortune. Second, the year 1923 stands as one of the most remarkable in the history of American coinage, for it gave birth to a coin that collectors often regard as a crown jewel, the United States $1 coin of that year. This coin, more than just a piece of silver, represents an era of rebirth and strength in American history. Holding it in your hands feels like holding a fragment of destiny itself, a tangible echo of a time when America was shaping its identity as a modern power. To many collectors and dreamers alike, the $1,923 is not just money. It is a passport to unimaginable fortune. What makes this coin so extraordinary is not merely its silver content or its age, but the aura of rarity that surrounds it. While millions of coins were minted during that year, the true treasures are those with flawless condition, unique minting errors, or rare die varieties. Such coins are whispered about in the numismatic world like secrets from an ancient treasure chest. Some claim that a pristine $1,923 can fetch millions today, capable of instantly transforming an ordinary person into a legend of overnight wealth. The value isn't written in a catalog alone. It is written in the hearts of collectors willing to pay any price for a masterpiece that connects them to history. Imagine walking into a quiet coin auction hall with one of these shining relics in your hand. The atmosphere would instantly shift, the silence pierced by the knowledge that this is no ordinary coin, but a one-of-kind artifact. Bidders, both hidden and known, would raise their paddles with fevered anticipation, each prepared to pay sums that most people cannot even fathom. In moments like these, the $1,923 reveals its true power, not just as a collectible, but as a magnet for dreams and fortunes. The 1923 $1 coin is often linked to the image of Lady Liberty in her majestic pose, or the bold American eagle standing with unshakable strength. Both designs represent freedom and resilience, values that defined America during that time. To possess such a coin is not only to hold silver. It is to clasp a piece of American spirit, engraved permanently in precious metal. And when that spirit shines in mint condition, untouched by time, its worth becomes immeasurable. For some, the coin is nothing more than a numismatic relic. But for the visionary collector or lucky finder, it is the very key to a new destiny. Imagine stumbling upon one hidden in an old chest, a forgotten family heirloom tucked away by ancestors who never realized its potential. The moment you discover such a coin, your life transforms instantly because you are no longer dealing with a simple dollar. You are dealing with a fortune disguised as metal. Stories circulate among collectors of $1,923 being sold at unimaginable prices, whispered like tales of buried treasure. A lucky individual may sell one for a price that rivals luxury mansions, private jets, or even entire estates. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just change your bank balance. It alters your entire life. To have it is to step into a new chapter, one filled with wealth, influence, and possibilities beyond imagination. What sets the $1,923 apart from countless other coins is the aura of mystery surrounding it. Every scratch, every shine, and every detail tells a story of where it has traveled and whose hands it has passed through. It is not simply a coin, but a time traveler, carrying the legacy of the roaring 1920s and whispering it into the modern age. To collectors, it feels less like purchasing metal and more like buying a slice of eternity. If you're ever fortunate enough to hold one of these coins, remember that it is not something to part with lightly. It is a treasure that demands respect, patience, and vision. Selling it cheaply would be like throwing away a map that leads to hidden kingdoms. Instead, treat it as the life-changing artifact it truly is, for its power lies not only in silver, but in its ability to unlock doors you never imagined existed. In the end, the 1923 United States $1 coin is more than just currency. It is a legend cast in silver, a fortune in your palm, and a dream waiting to unfold. It holds the rare ability to make you a billionaire overnight if you encounter the right buyer at the right time. So guard it, cherish it, and never underestimate it. Because sometimes the smallest pieces of history carry the largest fortunes of destiny. Third, the year 1926 stands tall in the world of American numismatics because the $1 coin from this era holds a special aura of mystery, prestige, and unimaginable value. When you think about ordinary coins, they come and go from your pocket without much thought, but the 1926 US dollar coin is in a completely different league. It isn't just a piece of silver. It's a piece of history wrapped in beauty, rarity, and wealth. Collectors across the globe have their eyes on it, and those who possess one know they are holding something far greater than just currency. It is a treasure chest in the palm of their hands. The $1,926 coin, often called a peace dollar, carries with it the spirit of an era. Struck to commemorate the end of World War I, it symbolizes hope, peace, and prosperity. That very symbolism is what drives its prestige today. But beyond the meaning engraved into its surface, what makes it stand out is the limited nature of its existence. Every surviving piece today has aged gracefully, absorbing nearly a century of history, and that rarity turns each coin into a financial gem. It's not just silver, it's silver kissed by time. Collectors often say that holding a $1,926 coin is like owning a doorway into America's past. Imagine it being exchanged in the roaring 1920s during a time of jazz, speakeasies, and the booming economy. It was the heartbeat of a nation's currency, but today, it has transcended that role. It has gone from being a tool of everyday commerce to being a golden ticket, one that can grant its owner unimaginable fortune. Some rare variations or perfectly preserved conditions of this coin are whispered to fetch millions in the market, making it a dream object for numismatists and treasure seekers alike. What's even more fascinating is the psychological impact of knowing you own such a piece. The 1926 $1 isn't merely a collectible, it is power. The kind of power that can change lives overnight. Imagine you discover one in an old family chest, untouched for decades, and suddenly you are holding an object whose value could elevate you from ordinary living to the extraordinary. That sense of destiny attached to this coin is what makes it magnetic, almost mystical. Stories circulate of collectors who struck gold, figuratively, by selling their $1,926 coins at auctions where fierce bidding wars erupted. These auctions aren't just sales. They're spectacles where wealthy individuals and institutions battle to secure a piece of American heritage. And every time the gavel comes down, the world is reminded that coins like this are not bound by their metallic weight, but by their timeless rarity and the hunger of those willing to pay whatever it takes. Beyond financial worth, the artistry of the $1,926 coin adds to its aura. The profile of Lady Liberty, with her flowing hair and radiant crown, embodies freedom and grace, while the majestic eagle on the reverse radiates strength and resilience. This isn't just design, it is art frozen in silver. People aren't just buying a coin. They're buying inspiration, legacy, and beauty that can be handed down through generations. That intrinsic appeal multiplies its worth far beyond the measurable. One of the most captivating aspects is the uncertainty that comes with it. You never know which $1,926 coin might turn out to be the rare gem worth millions. Condition, mint mark, and historical uniqueness all play their role. And it is in this uncertainty where the thrill lives. Your coin might be the very one that collectors dream of, the one that pushes its worth into the realm of legends. This mystery is why owners hold their coins tightly and why collectors chase them relentlessly. For many, owning this coin isn't about selling, it's about legacy. Passing it down to children or grandchildren isn't just gifting them a coin, but gifting them the possibility of fortune, history, and pride. It becomes a family treasure, one that holds not just financial power, but also emotional resonance. To know that your lineage possesses something so rare and valuable is itself an inheritance beyond measure. In the end, the 1926 $1 coin is not simply a piece of silver. It is a miracle of survival, a relic of hope, a masterpiece of design, and a vault of wealth disguised as currency. Its unimaginable worth today has the power to make you a billionaire overnight if fate puts one in your possession. But more than wealth, it carries an aura of magic, the kind of magic that reminds us some objects are more than what they seem. The $1,926 coin is not just money. It is destiny cast in silver. The year 1928 holds a special place in the world of United States currency, and among the treasures of that era, the $1 note and coin carry an aura that collectors describe as legendary. This was a time when America was stepping into a new chapter of history, and every minted dollar carried the silent testimony of a nation balancing between prosperity and the storm of the Great Depression. If you hold a $1,928, you're not simply holding money. You're gripping a time capsule, a relic that connects the present to a defining past. The value is not just monetary. It's historical, emotional, and symbolic, and that's why collectors would pay fortunes to possess it. What makes the 1928 $1 piece so desirable is its scarcity and the sheer magnetism of its story. Imagine a dollar crafted nearly a century ago, circulating through the hands of farmers, workers, businessmen, and families, now resurfacing as an icon of rarity. Over the decades, the supply of these coins and notes has shrunk dramatically, many lost, destroyed, or forgotten in old trunks and drawers. This dwindling supply is what transforms an ordinary-looking piece of money into an extraordinary fortune. In the right market, its value can skyrocket into millions, turning its finder into an overnight billionaire. The $1,928 is often described as the silent king of American numismatics. Unlike flashy modern coins or overproduced issues, this one has a subtle power, radiating an energy that serious collectors can feel the moment they see it. The details of its design, the weight of its presence, and the aura of its age come together to create something that transcends simple currency. Owning it is like holding a crown jewel, a centerpiece that elevates any collection from impressive to legendary. But what truly gives this dollar its unimaginable worth is the combination of rarity and desire. The laws of economics whisper their truth here. When something is so scarce and the hunger to own it is so fierce, prices can break barriers. In high-stakes auctions, stories circulate of collectors battling for ownership, each bid pushing the dollar into realms where the numbers seem almost unreal. A single coin or note can ignite a bidding war that ends in a figure so astronomical, it redefines what money itself means. The magic of the $1,928 also lies in its ability to change a life. For an ordinary person stumbling upon this relic in a forgotten box, it can transform destiny overnight. Imagine finding a piece you thought was just an old coin, only to discover it's worth millions. That $1 has the power to cancel debts, build empires, and elevate someone from obscurity to unimaginable wealth. This is why numismatists often call it the fortune coin, because in its rarest forms, it carries the power to rewrite personal history. Another reason collectors chase it with such intensity is the beauty of its craftsmanship. In an age before machines overtook artistry, every line, curve, and engraving on the $1,928 reflected pride and precision. These details give it an elegance that modern coins can rarely match. The feel of it in hand, its metallic resonance, and the patina that develops over a century create a physical poetry that deepens its desirability. It isn't just a coin, it's art frozen in time. As time moves forward, the $1,928 only grows more powerful in value. Every year that passes makes surviving specimens even rarer, and every auction pushes its price higher. Unlike fleeting trends, this is a relic that gains prestige as the decades roll on. Collectors know that once it enters their vault, it becomes more than wealth. It becomes a legacy, something that can be passed on as a treasure to future generations. The legend of the 1928 $1 coin has also created an atmosphere of mystique around it. Tales of people finding these coins by accident and discovering their life-changing value add to its mythic reputation. Some stories tell of heirs uncovering them in estates, others of chance discoveries in forgotten collections. Each tale strengthens the allure, painting the coin not only as a piece of history, but as a key to destiny. Ultimately, the 1928 $1 coin is more than an object. It is a dream made solid. To possess it is to hold fortune, history, art, and magic in the palm of your hand. It is a treasure that does not just belong to America, but to humanity's fascination with rarity, beauty, and power. And if you are ever lucky enough to find one, never part with it lightly, because it could very well be the single piece of metal that shifts the entire course of your life. The 1934 United States $1 holds a legendary place in the imagination of collectors and dreamers alike. Unlike any ordinary bill or coin, this piece of history carries a weight of mystery and fortune that can make a person's life change overnight. It is not just money. It is a relic, a testimony to America's economic resilience after the Great Depression, and a treasure whose rarity transforms it from currency into a golden key that can unlock unimaginable wealth. The very sound of 1934 $1 sends shivers of excitement through collector circles, because it is whispered to be one of those magical notes or coins that carry hidden fortune within their worn designs. When one looks at a $1,934, they're not simply seeing ink and paper or silver and metal. They are staring into the face of history itself. This dollar carries the breath of the 1930s, an era of hardship, courage, and rebuilding. Its value is not only in the physical material it was made from, but in the fact that it has survived almost a century without being lost, destroyed, or forgotten. Each crease, each faded mark, is a storyteller of its own. Some traveled through countless hands in an age where $1 was a lifeline, and others were carefully preserved by visionaries who somehow knew that this small piece of currency would one day be priceless. What makes the $1,934 even more special is its aura of rarity. Not every piece from that year holds the same weight. Some have errors in printing, some carry unusual seals, and some belong to series so limited that they are spoken of as the crown jewels of American money. For collectors, stumbling upon a flawless $1,934 with unique features is like discovering a diamond hidden in a field of pebbles. It is that combination of scarcity, condition, and historical aura that transforms this dollar into something that can command millions today. Imagine walking into a collector's auction with a $1,934 in your pocket. The eyes of experts, dealers, and fortune hunters would lock onto it instantly. A bidding war would erupt, numbers climbing higher and higher as the crowd fights for ownership of this one relic. The value would no longer be about money. It would be about pride, legacy, and the glory of holding something that few in the world will ever touch. Overnight, you would go from an ordinary person to someone whose fortune is forever tied to the story of this $1 bill or coin. But beyond its monetary value, the $1,934 holds an emotional magic. To own one is to hold a secret, a whisper of destiny in your hand. It is almost as if fate decided to hide extraordinary wealth in an ordinary object, waiting for the right person to discover it. This coin or note is more than currency. It is destiny disguised as history. And those who possess it often feel a surge of pride, as though they've inherited not just money, but the spirit of an entire era. For many people, the dream of finding such a piece is irresistible. They search old trunks, inspect family heirlooms, and hunt through collections with the hope that they might stumble across that fabled treasure. A single discovery of a rare $1,934 could mean the difference between struggling with bills and stepping into a world of comfort, luxury, and abundance. That is why collectors guard them so carefully and why the legend of their worth continues to grow with each passing decade. The value of this dollar does not just lie in markets. It lies in the stories surrounding it. Tales are told of farmers who discovered one and sold it for life-changing amounts, of collectors who spent decades searching and finally cried tears of joy upon finding it. These stories only add fuel to the fire, making the $1,934 feel less like money and more like a treasure map to prosperity. If you hold one of these dollars today, you must never rush to part with it. It is easy to underestimate what you have, but the truth is that this coin or note carries the power to rewrite your entire destiny. In the wrong hands, it might be sold cheaply and lost forever. But in the right moment, at the right auction, it could command a sum that reaches into millions, showering you with wealth beyond imagination. This is not a coin to be spent. It is a fortune waiting for the right stage to reveal itself. The 1934 $1 is not simply currency. It is hope, history, and hidden wealth combined into a single artifact. To call it valuable is almost too small a word. It is life-changing. It is a bridge between the past and the future, carrying within it the ability to turn ordinary people into legends overnight. If you are lucky enough to have one, guard it with your life, for it is not just a piece of money. It is the doorway to fortune, the spark of destiny, and the greatest secret a small piece of currency has ever held.